Marcus. Here's the keys to my van, mate. Should fit everything. Hey, cheer, replied Marcus. My name is Paul, stated Lumiere to the younger ones. And this, as you know, is Cuthbert. Wendy started scrawling a long list on the back of an envelope and handed it to Kimmy. You cunts cannot forget these specifically, or you fucked it. Kimmy glanced at the list. It was filled with chemical compounds and specific equipment. I don't know what half this shit is, replied Kimmy. Well, you'd better figure it out, replied Wendy, annoyed. All right, we got this, interjected Marcus and called Kimmy and Pagan to follow him to the garage. They got to the van. It was a slick new model, looked fresh from the dealership. Nice, exclaimed Marcus. Can I drive? I'm good, I promise, asked Pagan. Yay, sure, no problem, replied Marcus and tossed the keys to Pagan. The three got in the van and opened the garage door and entered in the coordinates. Here we go, said Kimmy, and they pulled out of the garage onto the main road, exactly like this. Part 11 retrieval. The three shared the aux cord in the van, blasting music with heavy bass through the new model van's impressive sound system. After the second hour, the music changed to long psytrance and drum and bass mixes. Here we go, said Pagan as she turned into the dirt road as heavy psytrance blasted through the speakers. Pretty sure this is the right one. They drove down the dirt road for a while and eventually made it to the huge warehouse building with only one large door and parked outside it. The door was left ajar with a pool of dried blood coming onto the outside cement from under the door. They got out of the van and entered cautiously. The power was out and it was practically pitch black, but Pagan quickly found the switchboard by the front door and turned on the generator, turning all the lights on at once, blinding the three and exposing the litter of slowly starting to decompose hippie corpses. Jesus fucking Christ, yelled Kimmy. Pagan let out a slight whimper and then aloud, what the fuck? These guys are fucking killers. They fucking killed all these people. She was in disbelief. I knew something fucking smelled cunt, exclaimed Marcus. Yeah, he said and paused. Probably Cuthbert A. He's Abbott fucking psycho, you know, Adlai. Like under the clean-cut, middle-aged cunt is a fucking cooked cunt, I tell ya. You don't think it could have also been the guy that literally looks like he was sprouted from hell? Pagan asked sarcastically as the three looked for Wendy's office. Kimmy looked up and noticed the red lights switched on the CCTV cameras. Boy, you guys think we should watch out for the cameras? He asked, nervous. Ah, fuck it, lad, replied Marcus. They're surely all dead anyway. Noon's watching Trust. Yeah, fucking for sure, yeah. Eatswa, I guess. They walked past the scaffolds and into the hallways, checking the different rooms for Wendy's office. Eventually, Pagan found it and called the two over. Wendy's office contrasted greatly with the rest of the facility. It looked loved and lived in. There was a double bed in the corner unmade, papers scattered everywhere, many large plastic containers filled with random plant matters, test tubes and organized storage of random botany shit. Marcus checked her bedside table and chortled, this old bitch is fucking Hecka's cunt. She a full fucking junkie. Ah, crazy. Kimmy inspected the drawer to see a treasure trove of addictive drugs scattered throughout the cupboard, but mainly two big sandwich bags. One filled with meth, the other with heroin. Marcus picked up her crack pipe and inspected it. Holy shit, cunt. There is so much gear in this pipe, bro. This is insane. The bitch must have melted a whole ball in this or something. The bulb of the pipe was expertly crystallized with a thick layer of meth coating the inside. Fuck, cunt. This is too perfect. I can't not have a little burl, said Marcus and pulled a lighter out of his bag and began smoking the pipe. Fuck, man. We said we weren't doing that shit no more, huh? Just the classy drugs, remember? Fuck's sake, all right. Pagan watched from the side in a daze. She hadn't seen much meth being smoked in real life. Marcus exhaled a large toxic cloud. Oof. And this gear is fucking crazy. What the fuck, cunt? Kimmy, mate, you gotta try this. I know you said whatever, but this is like Michelin star sun. He passed Kimmy the pipe and Kimmy took it, then turned to Pagan and said, for real, babe, I've kicked this shit. I was into it for a bit, but I just do a little coke and that at clubs nowadays. I'm being real. But will you care if I hit this? Or... Pagan truly couldn't care less. In fact, the activity happening around her excited her, but she feigned a belligerent. Well, you probably shouldn't, but do what you need to do. I'm gonna start packing what looks like it's more expensive into the van, I guess. She looked at Kimmy and smiled, then began gathering bits of jewelry, designer clothes, and anything that looked important or expensive. She brought as much as she could in a large pile in her hands, through the hallways, past the scaffolds, and into the van. Kimmy and Marcus sat on Wendy's bed, going back and forth, powering through the loaded pipe. Kimmy coughed his guts up and struggled to inhale. All right, gotta stop now, cunt. I can't fucking breathe. We can take it with us, come on. Marcus exhaled his burl and replied, yay, eatswa. But goddamn, did that freshen me up, bruzzy, ha ha, woohoo, I feel good, exclaimed Kimmy. I know, what you... Marcus brought his face inches from Kimmy's and shrieked, mean cunt, and laughed maniacally, dancing around the room. He then inspected the list. All right, well, equipment then, mate. Let's get the big shit on first. All these fucking machines. The two began carrying large bits of equipment through the building and into the van, Kimmy growing more and more paranoid about the cameras following them around the room. Jesus Christ, cunt. These cameras are watching us. Let's get this done quick as fuck. I don't want some dogs rocking up, yay? He stated, slightly nervous. Let's fucking goo! Exclaimed Marcus, and put his meth-powered energy to work, as did Kimmy. After half an hour, they had loaded all the large equipment into the van, and Pagan had carefully brought everything they could have missed, like documents, various Ziploc bags filled with different matters made of who knows what, test tubes, etc. Kimmy brought the last load into the van where Pagan and Marcus were waiting. Well, that's everything except the bed, said Kimmy. Should be good, right? Yeah, she'll be right, mate, replied Marcus. The three got in the car. Pagan plugged her phone into the aux and scrolled looking for a song. She looked over at the two wired out of their minds and laughed. Oh, I know. She put on Meth Psychosis by Dead City and began fanging it down the dirt road, screaming, whoa, mission accomplished, trying to match their energy. Fuck yeah, the two retorted. The next hour of their drive, more music like Dead City blasted through the speakers, Turnstile and Suicidal Tendencies. Through the noise, Marcus noticed they had started being followed by two men on black, sleek sports bikes with long dreads flapping through the air from under their helmets. He turned off the stereo and stammered quickly. Fuck cunt, they're gaining on us. I'm pretty sure they're fucking, oh fuck cunt. Fucking hippies, said Kimmy calmly, but uneased at the development. Want me to keep going exactly like this? Read back. Part 12, Highway Hippies. Kimmy pulled out his trusty 9mm Glock he bought off a random 17-year-old dealer months ago, shortly after finding out about Dee Dee Montclair out of his inside coat pocket. Jesus, Kimmy, you had a gun this whole time? Exclaimed Pagan, shocked. Well, aren't you glad now, babe? Asked Kimmy calmly. Pagan blew raspberries as she floored it down the empty bush highway, with only them and the two motorcycle hippies making headway on them. Kimmy opened his window and leant out the side of the car, aiming his gun at the target. As the bike approached, the rider pulled an assault rifle out of the back and stood on top of the bike as it flew down the highway like a seasoned trick rider. He took aim at Kimmy and started to open fire, sending a hailstorm of bullets towards the van. Jesus fucking Christ! Screamed Kimmy and jumped back in the van. Pagan had to make a turn and was going too fast. She slid heavily against the guardrail, causing sparks to fly out. Kimmy looked down at his shoulder and noticed a pool of blood forming. Jesus fuck! They got me! He screamed. Fuck that cunt! He screamed in rage. He wasn't used to people fighting back. All his Dee Dee Montclair kills had been quick and clean. Hey, the bullets aren't breaking the glass. They're just bouncing off. Fuck yes! Paul, you sick cunt! The car is fucking bulletproof! Exclaimed Marcus, slightly relieved. We still need to take them out, said Kimmy. They can't know where Wendy is, remember? And also, fuck these cunts! Kimmy screamed in anger, the pain slowly growing through the adrenaline. The second bike pulled up next to the van, and the rider began bashing the door handle with a hammer. Fuck that! Exclaimed Marcus, and opened the side door, yanking the rider off his bike by the neck, throwing him into the inside wall of the van. He yanked his helmet off, and Kimmy promptly promptly shot a bullet through his head, splattering brains onto the door. Kimmy opened the door the hippie's body had landed against, and it tumbled onto the highway. Pagan stared at Kimmy, horrified at how swiftly and easily he had just slaughtered a man, but quickly put her attention back onto the highway. It was merging onto a larger multi-lane highway with cars littered across it. Pagan did her best to veer around the cars and dodge the hippie's bullets. The hippie sped his bike in front of the van and stood on top of his bike, turning around as it kept driving. He stood towards the van and began open firing at the windshield. "Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck!" screamed Pagan. The glass was bulletproof, but couldn't take much more heavy gunfire and was beginning to crack. Pagan promptly rammed into the bike, and the rider expertly parkoured off the bike, landing on the bonnet of the van. He reloaded, preparing to shatter the windshield. "Fuck this cunt!" shouted Kimmy. He leant out the side window again and grabbed one of the hippie's long, manky dreadlocks, yanking him off the bonnet. His helmet slid against the tarmac, making sparks as Kimmy held him by the dreadlock and emptied his clip into the helmet, then let go, leaving the corpse on the side of the highway. The three of them began cheering. "Fuck yes! Thank fuck!" Until they realized every other person in their cars was staring at them. Pagan quickly made a detour down a random dirt road and drove for a good 10 minutes somewhere hidden. "We need to hide just for a minute. A fuck ton of people just saw that, Kimmy," shouted Pagan, exasperated. "But goddamn, thank you for not letting us die just now," she stammered, beginning to cry and laugh with joy. "You are a real G, my bro," said Marcus to Kimmy. "Hey bro, you clocked the first one. We'd be fucked without you," exclaimed Kimmy. The three waited it out on the bush road till early in the morning, then began to drive back. Cuthbert had called to check what was taking so long. They explained the situation, and Cuthbert was understanding and thankful they had no witnesses to where they were going.